Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Karakai, double honor to the head elders, the apostles, the bishops, big brothers, the great millstone, Shalom to you, Akim, throughout the world, pushing his word, all right, teaching his word in sincerity and in truth, all right, dividing the word of truth, all right, as needed, man, all right, dividing the word of truth, man, because we're in the times of prophecies coming to pass left and right, popping off like popcorn. Lord willing, this is the hopeful year that all the prophecies come to pass that is written in the scriptures. So what we're going to go into is what's going on in the geopolitical world. Iran is willing to retaliate against, all right, Russia, all right. Germany declared war on Russia, all right. China has a spy balloon hovering around the skies of America, all right. So let's read the scriptures.
This is Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come.
You got it.
Yeah, the nations are angry. So all the nations are angry. Well, who? With the so-called white man, all right? And his house is divided. So Russia is mad with America, NATO, and the EU, right? And they at odds with Germany, right? So Edomites, their house is divided. And these and all the nations are mad with the so-called white man, all right? You got Iran and all the stands, man, Pakistan, all of that. They're going shoot their missiles on America. But this is, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged. The so-called white man's wrath is about to come, and the time of the dead. These nations are waking up. All these dead nations, man, they're waking up. And that warlike mindset they once were in, all right? That they should be judged. Because that's how the nation's going to be judged, with thermonuclear destruction and from the Lord when he returns with the hosts, with the armies, with the angels of heaven. And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets. That's the elect of the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, starting with the elect. And to the saints, the elect. And them that fear thy name, that's the elect, that fear the Most High's name, Yahweh Shem Yahweh's name, and promote Yahweh, promote Yahweh. All right? And are not ashamed of those names, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Who destroys the earth? Process of elimination, the so-called white man. All right? And the elites, the banking families, the 13 families, you know, they control everything, and everyone get their marching orders from them. But the so-called white man is the one that's constantly drilling for oil, that black gold. In the Arctic, and the polar ice caps, they drill for oil. In the ocean, they drill for oil, and they basically drain river water, and the list goes on. They're destroying the planet, man.
The air is polluted. The air, the chemtrails, and all the toxic waste.
Mm-hmm.
They put into the air, into the waters. You know, what's polluted, man? The earth is polluted. The trees. Now they're putting up all these man-made trees, or you know whatnot, man, because they're destroying the earth.
Yeah, the waters, you mentioned that, right?
Yeah, the waters.
Man.
The fishes coming out the water, dropping dead.
They got islands of garbage in the sea, bro.
Yeah.
Salaka, let me just read this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
2 Ezra 15, dealing with what's going on geopolitically, okay? What does geopolitically mean? All right, the earth politics. What's going on in the earth right now? The politics of war. All right, people are waging war. There's wars and rumors of war. So 2 Ezra 15, right? Verse 28 says, behold, an horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east. This is what's going on in the east right now. What's going on in the east? You got Russia in the east. You got China in the east. You got Iran in the east. All right, Pakistan, Afghanistan, all of this turmoil is happening in the east.
Yeah.
And it's at a horrible vision. So that represents judgment. That represents something is brewing. The Lord mustering the hosts of the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia, see, those so-called Arabs, okay, but not only them, shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, and all they which hear them may fear and tremble. Also the Carmanians. You look up the Carmanians in history, you will find out that they go back to the Iranians or the Persians. They were known as Carmanians in a certain point in time in history. I believe during the time of Antiochus, the Antiochus line, all right, or the Seleucid Empire line. If I'm not mistaken, you can go into that history and you find out the Carmanians are dealing with the Persians. And they're saying that they're willing to retaliate against the West. Raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And that's over there in the east. All of that, the land of the Assyrians, that's over there in the east, man. All right, dealing with Syria and the different other sublands of where these ancient Assyrians used to rule. But now it's even more, it's now modernized, okay? Because, it's locked in my leg, because these things are happening by way of prophecy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Got more.
Okay.
If you got
something
more.
else?
I got something.
Oh, you
Yeah, bring it out.
Can I say this real quick? Yeah, you brought up the dragons of Arabia,
Gone.
you know, because Saudi Arabia, you know, they
Yeah.
just announced how they want to dump they basically dumped the dollar,
Mm.
you know, so that's having to like
See that?
deal with what's going on with the economy and everything.
Yeah, wow. A lot going on, man.
Yep.
Go ahead, man.
This is Habakkuk. It's Habakkuk 2, right? It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved, right? And you know, Habakkuk is representing the elected the prophets today. You know, that's watching upon that tower, watchman. All right, but spiritually, that's who we are through the Spirit. You know, Lord willing. And it says, verse 2, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Right? Write the vision. And the visions of prophecies, made it plain upon tables. All right, which is going into these words, this book. All right, and the ones that hear it may run is talking about the men out there doing the works that hear the word and now they about to go do the word, you know, because they believe out of faith, you know, and also out of fear. You know, that's why the scripture went, it was a terrible vision, you know, because it's not going to be a good, the end days, the day the Lord returns, is not going to be it's not just going to be a joyful occasion, man, you know, like you going to a damn festival or something.
That's right, man.
It's going to be a day of destruction.
Yeah, back in the ancient world, you had posts, and what a post was a messenger, one that delivered a message from a person of authority. And what they would do, they would run and deliver the message. All right, you read that in the Old Testament, in 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings. You'll find out that's what it means. That's the understanding when it says that he may run that readeth it. Because in the ancient world, that's what you had. You had posts. And that's where you get the modern word for post office. Right? Because what do those workers in the post office do? They go out there and deliver the mail and the different messages that are being sent by those that are in authority. So we're delivering the message as the hopeful elect, all right, of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, and what are these messages? I just read it, a horrible vision, judgment, All right, the brother's reading it right here. All right, in the book of Habakkuk. What verse you had out? Verse 3. Go ahead.
It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie."
That's right.
All right,
That's where we at right now. Brother.
that's where we at.
We are at that point where we seeing these things happening in real time, prophecy in real time. The whore and the beast is getting ready to be judged by Yahweh Shemel Shai. Just did a quick lesson on that. Because in this whore's hand is a golden cup with the blood of our people. But the Lord has a cup in his hand too. And he's going to pour out of the same. All right, all of that judgment, all of those atrocities that you so-called white people committed against us, our nation, all right, all of the theft, all right, the injuries, the unrighteous dealings, is going to fall back on your own head, man. All right, and these things are happening in real time. That's why America is not in an easy state of mind right now. It's not in an easy state of being. There's a lot of tension. All right, there's tensions in the Congress. There's tensions in the damn Senate, and all of those different branches of government because of why? Judgment of Yahweh Bashim Shah. This place has been built off of just straight treachery. All right,
Rape, rob, murder.
that's right, brother.
It says, "But at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." And I'll say,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's not tarrying at all. Because now we're seeing these visions, aka these prophecies, come to pass, man. That we heard from our apostles and others on down, and everything is coming to pass, and everything is just happening so fast. So, yeah, man, though it tarry, wait for it. Which the elect is gonna wait. You have some men that, fell out. You have some men that gave up, come back into the world. All right, but you got the men of the Lord that's patiently waiting. I think that was it.
Precept for you all.
Come on.
Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage?
Why do the heathen rage? Who's this? These damn Arabs, these Chinese, Japanese, all of these different nations outside of these Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans that hold some kind of power, all right, with the so-called white man, okay? The NATO and the EU nations, for the most part, yeah, that's right, BRICS and the EU, and these different the Arabs, the Africans, okay, Chinese, Japanese, they're raging because they don't want you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans to take rulership of the earth. They want the rulership of the earth. And that's not the way the Most High set it up. Them damn heathens are going into slavery according to the Bible. So so you raging because you know you gotta go into slavery. Read.
Why do the heathen rave? And the people imagine a vain thing?
They're imagining vain things right now, man. All right? What are these vain things? The New World Order, the WEF, the Charagma. All right? These are all vain things. Go ahead.
The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord.
Against who? The Lord. They're doing it against the Lord, man. How foolish is that? Very. The very creator that established the power on the earth, that established the whole earth itself and everything that's in it and around it, they're fighting against that. Hey, that's the lot of the nations, to be foolish, all right, to be vain, to be wicked as hell, and to be judged.
Yeah, because if you're constantly meeting in secret, then you plotting some schemes.
That's it, bro.
If it's so called for the greater good and it's protection, you don't have to keep having all them damn meetings. You have an agreement on one thing and that's it. But they just constantly having them meetings showing that. And the scriptures mentioned, they meet in darkness.
That's right.
And sin says, against the Lord and his anointed sin, let us break their bands asunder and cast their cords from us.
Who's this? They did that against us. We're the only nation that's what? Broken. All right?
Yeah.
Busted and disgusted, as Jake said. We're the only nation that is busted and disgusted on this planet Earth, man.
What does Dr. Claude Anderson say? These other nations have a code of conduct.
That's
Even
right.
on a smaller scale in their communities, where they deal with each other. You know what I mean? Economically or whatever. But our people are scattered against each other or in competition
Yup.
with each other or trying to stunt on each other.
That's it.
You know,
They got it.
right now they got something going on where they want reparations for the so-called blacks and the so-called Indians, man. The so-called North American Indians.
Which is no, I'm sorry, bro.
Okay.
Which is going to be to no avail.
Right.
But say if you do get that reparations, it's not going to repair the actual spiritual, mental, and physical damage that was done to you.
You know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen? Then prices are gonna skyrocket. That fiat is gonna go right back into our oppressors' hands. Because our people don't know how to manage that.
They show you that in that skit with Dave Chappelle. You know, when the so-called black people got reparations. And they just blew it all on bullshit.
Bullshit.
Uh-huh.
I'm rich,
I want to make a point on the scripture that
With a fucking cigarette truck.
because it said that basically these nations, they come together against the Lord's anointed. You know, they do that during the United Nations meetings. You know, all these other nations, when they have these world councils, you know, when it comes to this world, they don't have a seat for the so-called black man. They don't have a seat for the so-called Latino man or Native American man. You know, so that just proves that, you know, these nations hate you, and they still look at you as spittle and, you know, underneath them. Byword.
Yeah. And then an uneducated person will say, "Oh, we have America representing us." No, we're serfs in this. I hate to say it, we're serfs here, man.
Nah, but it's the truth, brother.
You know what else? It's, this reparation also really is a whole other ploy to bring about that mark, man. That system.
That's right, bro.
You know.
I got a scripture. You still reading on?
That was it.
Jeremiah 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
Ooh, I like that right there. You see that? Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. You see? Because like made the analogy earlier, the whore got a cup in her hand. What is that? That's Babylon. The Most High is in control of Babylon. All right? Hey, that's the left hand. That's the left hand of the Most High, correct? It's like Apostle Gabar goes into. The whore Babylon is the left hand of the Most High. Okay? And he's gonna mete out the judgment accordingly. So Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Go on.
That made all the earth drunken.
And made all the earth drunken with the what? The abominations of the filthiness. All right, the trading. Hey, you can go into that, Shemai. You know, you're good at that. You know, going into the different scams and financial frauds that the so-called white man has been involved in. All of these hundreds of centuries.
Oh yeah. You got it. He forced countries to dollar denominate their currency, meaning do trade with U.S. currency. He basically did deals with Ishmael where they was locked in 30 years. Most of their profits, they had to wait 30 years to get a lot of their oil profits that was started in the 70s. So then they took that money, they was locked in and loaned to these so-called third world countries. And these third world countries didn't know that they was doing fractional reserve banking. So now all of that money that was going around was hyperinflated because they was loaning it out 20 to 1. And when you're dealing with those banks, with them joint stock trusts, a bank only have to have 5% of that money on deposit. So it's like, yo, it's just constantly going, everything was designed, the elites designed it for all the countries to go bankrupt. You know?
Right. Reading on, it says, reading on, it says, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah, they drunk her democracy, right? The democracy of America, the philosophies, the lifestyles. All right, that's why you have these different nations. They live in out of order, and who have to blame? Who they blame on? Have they blame on that? America, pushing that vibration out there. You have these, these bunch of twigs. They need to be set on fire. You got them out of order. All right, who's to blame for that? The so-called white man, mainly America.
And what makes, what America does, it emboldens these women of these other nations to rebel, because, we talking about nations that had the same ways for centuries, man. And it was never, it probably was, but it was quickly dealt with. But now it's like, with the internet and, like I said, these women being emboldened, these moles being emboldened, it's like, these nations are getting weaker through those temptations, man. They just say, fuck it, man,
Which is why I was going to say, you read it earlier, the nations were angry and they're mad now. And that's a double-fold meaning, to be angry and to be bugged out of their minds.
Because it's this feminism and women empowerment that spread it like a disease. Because now, you got it where, these chicks is good with memorizing Esau's garbage in the school system, so it promotes them. So now they like, yo, we don't need no men. Because they support it economically until that shit collapses, they've been pillowed up. Their ass has been pillowed up. I got something. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone, into his
brother.
It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Okay. It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Yeah. That Babylon is talking about America, not the ancient Babylon.
Right.
Babylon today, that version of Babylon.
That's right, brother. Good point.
And America, because why? Because of the confusion, because of the witchcraft, which also took place in Babylon.
Right. Right. It says, how for her take balm for her pain? If so, she may be healed.
Right, how far take balm for her pain? Like, is there any way to heal America? Right now, America is going through a financial crisis, man. The debt ceiling is hitting the $7 trillion in debt. All right, and they running out of seams, man. Because usually if the debt ceiling is reached, they just raise it again. And that's what they keep doing. But now it's getting to the point where they can't do that no more.
Still like it, brother. That just reminded me of man, it's a pretty graphic, image, but the deck is like an elevator, right? And this elevator, somebody's on top of it, and it's going up, 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 and it's gonna hit that ceiling, and it's gonna squash your ass, man. That's how America debt is, bro. That's a debt that is America's in. You people that trust in this place is that person on top of that elevator, and that debt is going up and up, and you about to be crushed.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, they just raised the interest rates again. See what happens when interest rates arise. Basically, they just add more taxes on anything that you purchase. You know, the cost of living goes up. You know, inflation. You know, so that's just an example, like the brother's going into, man. You know.
Recently, it's like
No, go ahead.
recently they've been taking money out of different banks, you know,
Right.
and why been doing that? Because they in debt. All right, so everybody's starting to feel that pinch, man.
I gotta keep reading for you in Habakkuk, because this is the cause of everything that's going on.
Huh?
Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
That's the wicked
That's it.
Esau. All right, he ain't right, man. He's twisted. Okay, if you see when you watch them cartoons and animations, you see the twisted guy that represents Esau, like the Joker, that represents Esau. All right, but he says his spirit is not upright, man. Why? Because he doesn't do not one thing according to the scriptures. If he follow the laws, then he'll be in better shape.
But the just shall live by his faith.
Right, the lesson is by faith. So Esau could say what the hell they want to say. You eat pork, you could commit adultery, all right, you could commit whoredom, worship other gods. Guess what? The elect ain't dealing with that. You know, be living according to faith.
Verse 5. Yeah, also, because he transgressed by wine.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. What's in that cup? The wine, the philosophy, the filthiness of abominations. The brother just mentioned some, man. It all makes sense. He is a proud man. All right, it's not that whore on top of that beast. Is that not a proud individual? All right, that is a proud bitch on top of that beast.
Yes, they believe they can't. America believes they can't be touched, man, and it's basically they done brainwash the people in this country, the army, the military vets, the Navy vets, and the peons at this place can't be brought down. You know?
Yeah.
So I was reading, I'm tripping, man.
It's all good. You bring what you got, and then we'll go back to that.
Yeah, let me jump back to Babylon. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone to his own country.
So that's basically precepts, man. You know. But yeah, heal Babylon, but she's not healed. Going to different nations, all right, getting together, trying to figure out how to solve these different problems. Ultimate problem going to be what? The destruction. All right. See, all these nations already see America ain't gonna make it. It's too much competition, man. All right. You got China, you got Russia. Okay. Those are the main two, but then you got other nations. Then EU, like it says, forsake her. Because you got the EU, you got NATO, which is in league with America, they're financially breaking off. All right, they're breaking off and they're doing business with these other nations, man. You know, they're basically betraying America. Right.
It says, forsake her and let us go, everyone to his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
Right, all your sins, all right, all your murdering, your stealing, okay, it reached onto the heavens, man. There's so much things you've done, all right, transgressing the laws, and now Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah is gonna bring it down on your head, all right, and that's what we're seeing right now. Okay.
I'll continue reading. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death.
That's right.
And cannot be satisfied.
Yeah, and it said, he doesn't keep it at home. He largely resides as deaf. And what does he do? Spread his military reinforces all his laws, all right? His democracy, his fornications, you know. Then he has the ambassadors out there. That's why the ambassadors always getting ran down on, always getting destroyed. And they got hop on a damn helicopter to get out the way, man, because the nation trying to take their heads off.
But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Yeah.
Nah, that's the epitome of what you would call confusion.
Yep.
Because everybody has a nationality. Once you blur the lines between who's who and what's what do? You create confusion.
Yeah.
And confusion is no constructive result. When you get confusion, you're bound to head down a very, very effed up road that's gonna destroy you, man. And that's what America is. It's a very windy road that leads to destruction. There's no order here. Right?
Something too.
Okay, brother, go ahead.
Isaiah 14, verse 10. All they shall speak unto thee, and
I
they
gotta get some more water. You could read it again for me.
Take your time.
Take your time.
Take your time, man.
all they that
You
speak.
get the brother some water.
You got one?
This is Isaiah 14, verse 10.
Uh,
All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
That's what the nations are gonna say. Because they're gonna, America's gonna get brought down low, and it's already starting. These other nations have nuclear weapons now. They have the same technology as America now, and resources, and they're strengthened. But it's gonna be to the point where they're gonna be brought down to nothing with the other nations, right?
It says, art thou become like unto us?
Mm-hmm.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
That pride brought down to the grave, to low condition. They're gonna be annihilated here in America, thermonuclear destruction. In the kingdom, they're gonna be into slavery. But that pomp is their pride.
And the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee.
That corrosion, the infrastructure here in this country, the bridges is messed up. The buildings they doing touch-up jobs. The sewers, aqueducts, and so on. This place, and that's the arteries, man. The subways, all of that. Yo, and these tunnels going from one city under the next, that going under the river water. Yo, all of that has to be repaired. So that's the arteries. That's how goods, nutrients is flowing.
And also,
Transportation. You want
now I was gonna add on to that, because they just keep giving out money to Ukraine. You know, like billions of dollars, you know what I'm saying? But they're not focused on their infrastructure.
You know why? Because they gotta maintain positions globally and try to maintain power too. So they basically spread thin.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And they don't give a good damn about the people because the people are collateral damage.
What did what's name used to say on a job we used to work at years ago? He said, "Yo, I'm wearing multiple hats." And he couldn't maintain his workers, the office he set up.
Yeah,
So America spread thin, man.
That's right. And no, just saying, brother, and it makes sense dealing with this devil, how heartless he is, you know, and how he looks at the world. I mean, look, they just they destroyed the Georgia Guidestones because we perceive that they pretty much they're putting this thing into motion now.
Yeah.
They'll maintain humanity on 500 million rocket star. You know what I'm saying? So they look at the people as what? Collateral damage.
Yeah.
So they don't really give a damn about fixing the infrastructure like that. Hell, if the bridge is gonna collapse, they'll let the bridge collapse. If the fucking tunnel is gonna collapse, and let the tunnel, because obviously this Edomite, he has the means, right?
Check this out.
He has the means But he ain't doing shit about it. He's instead, like the brother said, instead he's giving Ukraine billions of dollars.
We passed through this train station during the week. The one line, 125th Street. You ever notice those nets under the steps?
Yes.
And under the platform?
Yes.
Because that shit could collapse at any moment. And it's built over a fault line.
Damn.
Elder Tazawan told me that years ago.
Yeah.
That's why it comes out of the tunnel and goes right back in.
And you know what's proven to us too? They just canceled a lot of these health plans, like food plans, man. Like what's the other shit? Snap.
Oh, they canceled it.
Yeah,
They ain't completely canceled.
yeah, not completely, but they
Basically, the extra
extra.
food stamps that they were
Yeah.
giving out during the pandemic,
During
they
the
shut that
pandemic.
shit down.
yeah. So instead of getting a certain amount of money, you're getting close to nothing. You know, that's the way
They
it
shall
is.
lament for the teats.
Yeah. Won't you just get on battle off for help?
Yeah.
Right.
So there's more? There's more, right?
Continue on. It says, verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Yeah, falling from heaven, from your rulership. O Lucifer, light bearers, the enlightened ones. What they call themselves sons of light and many other names, illuminated ones.
That was it.
It says, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the
And they
nations?
did weaken the nations. Your philosophies, your capitalism, right? Your monetary system, your credit system throughout the earth, your UCC, your Uniform Commercial Code, how you do business around. Everyone had to basically follow your system to do business.
Right, I got something.
Bring it up.
This is Matthew 12, verse 26. Or Matthew 12, verse 25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts, and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
Yeah, every kingdom that's divided, they divided amongst themselves. And they stand one on this New World Order thing, but they're divided. So it's not gonna stand. You see how they have them secret meetings, they spying on each other. America go to war and bomb another country without getting approval from NATO and the EU. That system ain't going, that structure is chaos, it's not order. You know what I mean? Even on a small note, the mob and certain people used to use Robert's Rules of Order. So that's how when you see the mob or whatever at the commission, they have the meetings and they vote upon in a certain order and it's respect. You know what I mean? That's what governs. You know what I mean? Which is scriptures teach us that, you know, on a higher level, but on a lower level, they not following order, man.
Yeah, I may say too, because we know that the Most High is the one that's orchestrating that. Because you know, anytime like when even with his own people, like when Israel went off, right? You know, the Most High was raised up an adversary against them. You know, to bring that division. You know, so the Most High is pretty much breaking up the basically the mountain, which is the government. I'm gonna read on. It says, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
That's right. It's going to be brought to desolation because they're divided. And if they're divided, they're weak. They're going to destroy themselves. They're going to help destroy themselves. Yahushua going to finish them off. You know what I mean? So basically, you got it.
No. You finish.
He going to pull that last jingle piece, and that's it.
Yeah. Because Russia and America are both Edomite nations, Edomite kingdoms. You know. Now those are pulled together and combine their strength. All right. But the Lord had it. The house say to deceive, and the deceiver are His.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the Lord had it to where these nations the nations are divided against one another, man.
Because one believe in democracy, the other one believe in communism. Right?
Even with America, you're dealing with NATO and the EU. Guess what? They don't get along. All right.
Right.
They ain't seen eye to eye. That's why they're
Right.
starting to crumble.
That's right. You know, it says, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
Yeah, Satan, the adversary, casts out the adversary. How can his kingdom stand? It won't. It's weak. That's why when it mentioned the 10 toes or iron and clay, they're weak.
Mm-hmm.
It's weak.
Partly
The
strong,
structure's
partly
weak. Yeah.
That's right.
When they say too, it's like these countries when they when these American officials come to their country, it's not like they greeted with hugs and kisses, everybody cheering them on. Now people is like, yo, get the fuck out of here, get out of my country. That old video with the Rothschild when he was in Chile, it was spazzing on like, get the fuck out of Chile, leave Chile. We don't want you here.
That's right,
You know what I'm saying? Because that's how these nations feel, man. They don't want you. They don't want you there because they know how you get down. They know you just come to these countries to destroy shit and take over.
The light has been shown on the roaches and they scattering,
Yeah.
But yeah, and them. Oh, you got it.
No, let's look it up. This is sheesh. Damn.
I got something.
So hard, brother. Oh man. Go ahead,
All right, real quick. Job 20.
That's a rock.
4, Dwada. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
That's right, y'all.
Esau is that the wicked, he's the hypocrite. That's why he make these laws up. All right, don't do this and don't do that. But yeah, he's the biggest crook, the biggest murderer, the biggest liar on the planet Earth.
That's right.
I
got that scripture for you.
Yeah, you got it.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by it doth one commit iniquity. Yeah, you Edomites, your pride is hateful before the Most High and His Son. All right? And us, the saints, we hate the damn hell out of you Edomites. We hate you with a perfect hatred. That's right. That's what the scriptures say. The Most High hates you with a perfect hatred. What does the scripture say? As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I what? All right? So hate is all about, all right, in the Bible. Anyway, verse 8, because, now there's a reason. Does the Most High just hate you just to hate you just because? No. Here's the reason why. Because of unrighteous dealings. This is what America was built off of, unrighteous dealings. Injuries and riches got by deceit. Here we go. And riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. See? So this is what's the result of all of the wickedness that you have accumulated over the past hundreds and hundreds of years since you came back during the Renaissance era, since your belly wound was healed. Because this is Rome all over again. America is Rome reincarnated. All right? It's nothing new under the sun. America is nothing but Rome, all right, in the modern terms.
Yeah.
All right? It was just named by an Edomite by the name of Amerigo Vespucci, who was a contemporary of one of the biggest murderers on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus.
Look at Wall Street. Look at Wall Street. Wall Street looks just like that New York Stock Exchange. That shit looked just like
Roman
it
pillars.
looked like Rome when the
Pantheon.
time Augustus was ruling, yo. It looked just like it, yo.
Yep.
I believe NATO was formed on the Treaty of Rome.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's right, my brother. And they called it the ECC before,
Yep.
I believe, right? They
Yeah.
called it the ECC.
Yeah.
All right. After, I'm sorry, not before. First it was the Treaty of Rome, and then they called it the ECC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. That's just hints, clues, man. You know,
That's right.
this is Rome all over again.
Yep. The medical terminology goes back to Greek and Latin.
Yeah, that's Rome. That's what they spoke in Rome was Greek. That's called the Greco-Roman Empire.
That's right.
They also spoke Latin.
That's right, brother.
When the scientists knew that the elites was having was doing the bioengineering with to attack the autoimmune system of people to create the AIDS virus, they said, "Yo, we that are about to die salute you." The old Roman slogan.
Just to
We
add
that
on
are
to you.
about to die salute you.
Just to add on to you, brother. Y'all brothers out there that's serious about this truth, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you're gonna find out some very deep knowledge of the rabbit hole, because it goes that deep. To add on to what the elder brother is saying, all right, you can watch something it's an audio book called Murder by Injection. And it gives you a plethora. I mean, I haven't even listened to all of the book yet. But it's an audio book by Eustace Mullins called Murder by Injection. All right, and it gives you the inside scoop, man, about pretty much everything you just said in a nutshell. All right?
Yeah, because and you could tell like the Lord is the Lord protects the elect, Lord willing, we the elect and certain individuals, because one of the clinics, Joseph Pierre Double, was listed for to do those trials to inject people with the AIDS virus through the V. And I was going to those clinics in the early 80s. And that clinic was lacing people. And I'm pretty sure I got one of those injections, but the Lord protected me.
See, you know what I mean? That's beautiful testimony. See, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I got it. I got a little more of Joe 20. You got something, Mike?
Well, one, we can kind of start winding.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I'll finish off real quick. This is Job 20 and 5. It's slide 6. It says, "Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach onto the clouds." I spoke earlier in Isaiah when I spoke about how thou fallen from heaven. Yeah, excellency mount up to the heavens. This is going into your satellites, your chariots, man. You got your airplanes, you got your jets, your fighter jets, space stations, these projectiles that shoot out of space to try to spy on chariots of the Heavenly Father, trying to spy on, see the outer planets. All right. It says, and even your rulership. All right. It says, "And his head reached onto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, Where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, he shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night."
Woo!
There you go. That's Esau. That's your judgment.
That's your judgment because of all of the blatant blasphemy that you have committed on this earth against the Most High, His Son, His people, and the very earth that you were given, all right, to have control and to rule. Now, when the Most High gave you the earth to rule, He didn't just say do whatever the hell you want. But see, that's what you Edomites have done. And you took the Bible and you said, this is the law of the land. You put your damn left hand on it and you go to your court systems and you swear on it, which you're not supposed to do. Right. And you uphold not one letter of this Bible. And there's a judgment for that, man. And it's coming to you. You did it to yourself. You Edomites are truly the hated people of the Most High. Isaiah the 34th chapter. It calls you the people of His curse. All right, and truly you're the Edomites, because only the Edomites could accomplish such wickedness on the earth the way it's been accomplished, and evil, wicked niggas too. All right, but nonetheless, who has the power? The power was given into the hand of the wicked.
Right.
So that's your tab. You're gonna have to be exterminated when Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai brings to pass all of the judgments that's written. And that's not written. Because there's certain things that the Most High has withheld, all right, concerning, you know, the judgment of what's to come to pass in the kingdom of heaven. All right? Who knows? The Most High might have it to where every time the elect sip some wine with Yahweh Shai, that's like a order from Yahweh Shai to do a particular thing. Because there's going to be work need to be done, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is what it is, but I'm just, you know, I'm just speculating, like, because when we drink, because the Lord said he got wine.
Right.
This devil, he has wine. And he's doing, what is his wine? His wine is to bring that charagma
Watch this.
to the fullest. So like your brother, can I just finish off my thought? The water. So who knows? When Yahweh Shai returns and the elect is in the chariots and we're the Lord willing, that's us, and we're drinking the wine with the Lord, those are gonna be spiritual. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time through the Spirit, but it's also going to be orders that Yahweh Shai is going to give unto his elect to do particular things. Because this is something that Yahweh Shai is fuming in the heavens waiting to do. And he's waiting. He's like a woman with child ready to pounce on you Edomites. Hey, you brought it upon yourselves. Go ahead.
You was mentioning something earlier, but when Alexander saw the breadth of his domain, he wept, for there were no more worlds to come.
Come on, brother. That's beautiful right there. That's beautiful right there. Bring that out.
Yeah, so you know, they at the height of their empire, and they know you mentioned that Karagma, because this is it. So they trying to rush to salvage whatever few rulership they have left, man.
One more? Alright, come. Alright, this is Isaiah 54. Huh? Isaiah 54:17. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Right? Because remember you brought your testimony, right? But you're saying no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. And that's the weapon. You know? And you know what? That whatever happens to us now in these times, build our faith up to what's gonna happen. You know, so the weapons and whatever weapons Esau had, enchantments, okay, no matter if it's a gun or a knife or an implant or an injection, you know, open the nuclear fire. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper.
That's right, brother.
Right, and that's going into the elect, man, the hopeful elect, the brothers out there sighing and crying, and the rest of the 1/3 that's enduring. It said, "In every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn." So you gotta watch out how you talk about the men of the Lord.
That's right.
You know, you gotta speak with some, you know, some fear behind that, man.
Fear, that's right, brother.
You know, it says, or some respect. It says, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. How you serve the Lord by doing his will. Okay, not just by talking about it, yeah, God, great God is that, but you gotta be doing the will of the Lord. It says, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord, or saith Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, that was it.
Hey, we can start winding down, brother. So I'm gonna start winding down.
That was it. You want anything else you want to say or bring out? Hey, so I close it on that, man. through the spirit, we want to say all praises
Praises.
to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Ba'ashem,
the honestly apostles, Elder, Millstone, bishops, all right, and citations so I can push this word, you know, sincere honesty, and the brothers and sisters enduring. Shalom.
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 Hey, you know.
Still hot.